Some big Sim Update news this week with the release of a Sim Update 12 beta and also a World Update 12 New Zealand. We have all the important highlights for both of these updates, including all of this week's previews, announcements and release news. Pre-flighting this week's previews and announcements, and the first one goes to Flight Sim Studios. This is the team behind the E175 Early Access Edition. This week previews some updates of its in-development aircraft, which is the Tecna P2006T. The Tecna was announced last November and now is just wrapping up its beta testing. The Tecna will feature a custom G1000 by the NXI, a custom autopilot, a custom tablet, which will control the GPU, weight and balance, panel state, and also walk around. The Tecna will feature a realistic mode and also a easy mode. The realistic mode will feature functional circuit breakers and emergency gear deployment. Flight Sim Studios is expected to release before the end of February or early March. First it will be over on the Aerosoft store and then will be available on other retail store websites. Black Square have announced they are soon releasing both the Bonanza and the Baron with a steam and glass overhaul. After their successful release of the Cessna Caravan and the King Air, and now they're moving on to the Bonanza and the Baron. Black Square overhauls the default aircraft and enhances the aircraft with features such as enhanced engine simulations, failure systems, realistic lighting, and the overhaul of the entire cockpit panel. Both aircraft will include a normal aspirated and a turbocharged version along with optional tip tanks. No exact date for release, but Just Flight did mention on one of their recent teasers in a video it will be released soon. Flight Replica are back in the news again after releasing the Curtiss last week, and now they have announced their next aircraft and a roadmap of what's to come. The team are now developing the Fox Moth, which is a small passenger biplane from the 1930s. Flight Replica currently working on the Fox Moth, and at the stage it has a basic flight dynamics, modeling and animations are now complete. After the Fox Moth is complete, the team will plan on adding more aircraft to the hangar with the Spitfire, which will be the naval version of it, the DH-114, the DC-4, and also the Super Cub. No details of when we'll see these other aircraft, and of course we'll keep you posted and up to date on all the developments when it comes to Flight Replica. If you like staying up to date with all the development news for the sim, please hit that subscribe button. This really shows us we're providing the right content that you like to watch and also helps the channel grow. Thank you very much for your support. Bluebird Simulations celebrated 1 year of development when it comes to the Boeing 757 this week, and now they've updated us on the project and what's currently happening. The team clarified about the level of detail when it comes to systems. The team is aiming for a medium level of complexity, which basically mimics normal operations of the 757. Each switch, knob and button that is used for normal operations will be functional, including a full VNAV, LNAV, SID and STAR functionality. The release will come with both the 200 and the 300 passenger versions, and of course they will include the Pratt & Whitney and Rolls-Royce engines. I will leave a link in the description below if you'd like to check out the full video from the team, and of course we'll keep you posted on any more development news about the Boeing 757. Taxiing over to this week's release news, and the first one goes to AnyBuilds as they released their latest airport, which is called Will Rogers World Airport, which is aka Oklahoma Airport. Oklahoma Airport handles on average about 4 million passengers a year. Most of these are domestic passengers as there is no scheduled international flights. The airport is a major hub for cargo operations such as FedEx and UPS. The base of the airport is from the X-Plane version from Xometry, hopefully I said that correctly. However, the team have enhanced this version of the airport to the quality of standard of a Microsoft Flight Simulator. Features and highlights include a fully modeled interior, up-to-date terminal and layout, 3D people modeling, detailed jetways, custom taxiway signs. HD textures are being included throughout. You can pick up your copy of the AnyBuilds Will Rogers Airport directly from the store. Links in the description below. In another airport release this week goes the team over at Orbex as they release Oslo Airport. Oslo is the largest and busiest airport in Norway, but it's the second busiest airport in the Nordic countries. Oslo connects 160 different worldwide destinations and sees many of different airliners in and out of the airport. Orbex's version of the airport is based on the current real world, and the team has used current photos taken on site. Main features included in the package is custom updated photo reel, PBR 4K textures, interior modeling, 3 different types of animated jetways, fully functional using the VDSG for apron and gates, animated traffic including pushback buses and service vehicles, optimized from performance from the get-go. You can pick up your copy of Oslo directly from the Orbex store. Again, as always, links in the description below. And in some more airport releases for the week, but this one is with a little twist. Aerosoft and Clearpop this week released its Airfields 2-pack. This time last year, the team released its first pack of the area, which includes 6 airports within the state of Bavaria. Hopefully I said that correctly. This time around, they have included a second pack, which includes 7 new airfields in the same area. The development team have mentioned all the airports have been taken into consideration with extreme attention to detail, because as they are real life pilots themselves and understand the importance in high fidelity airports. Each airport will come with realistic markings, animations, dynamic lighting and more. You can pick up your copy of the Airfields 2-pack from Aerosoft from the Aerosoft store, and if you don't want the whole pack, you can purchase each individual airport for a smaller amount. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out the Aerosoft store. Apex Gaming PCs and the Oz Flight Simmer channel have partnered up to create a range of gaming flight simmer PCs tailored to flight simulation pilots in mind. The private pilot and the commercial pilot range has been designed to provide a great frame rates if you are on a budget, or if you're an experienced simmer and want to take your simming to the next level. You can even customize to suit your virtual pilot needs. Links in the description below if you want to check out the new range of Oz Flight Simmer PCs, the private pilot and the commercial pilot. Lining up on the runway for this week's sim update news, and this week we have 2 big updates for the sim. First one is being Sim Update 12. Sim Update 12 is now version 1.31.18.0. It's now available for public beta testing and will be available in late March for general use. However, simmers now can opt in and use the beta. Now that the beta is out, now we can confirm what features and improvements made the list. The first main feature for the update is WASM support for Xbox. This will now enable many developers to have their complex aircraft available for console simmers. However, during the beta, this feature is not available to test to the general public. Instead, the Microsoft team will work with the in-sim marketplace partners who have WASM dependent products to verify it's working correctly, which actually really makes sense. With the 40th anniversary release, we did see many new aircraft arriving in the sim as part of that package, and with Sim Update 12, this will address many of the fixes and changes that are needed for those aircraft. In addition to Sim Update 12, it will include a bunch of bug fixes to many of the previous world updates, and also Sim Update 12 includes some new content features which we are very much looking for. Some of those are optimized booting times for the sim, improved downloading speeds for the installation manager, improve loading time before booting up to the main menu. Navigation and traffic has seen a vast update, but there's too many improvements to mention here. But that being said, it's very greatly improved. A new slider bar to customize the intensity when it comes to turbulence experience during a flight. Weather has also been upgraded, including improvements to live weather updates during the flight to make the transition smoother. Thermals have had a bunch of updates, which was to be expected as they were released in the last update. And the remainder of the sim update will include additional fixes updates for most of the default aircraft, including helicopters. And as usual, when we do see any sim updates, we've seen a bunch of new updates for new support to peripherals. At this stage, this is the only confirmed sim update we may see all year. Hopefully we'll hear more news from the team and what we may see in the next additional features when it comes to a new sim update. But at the moment, Sim Update 12 is the only one scheduled. As always, I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check out the full changelog, including hitting the subscribe button to this YouTube channel. If that news wasn't big enough for you for the sim this week, we've also seen the new world update, which is Update 12 New Zealand. New Zealand will include 9 handcrafted airports, 62 points of interest, 7 photographic cities. Microsoft worked closely with the New Zealand government to secure very high resolution DEM mesh accurate to 1 meter. There's also 3 new bush trips, 3 new discovery flights, and 4 landing challenges. Orbex and NZA simulations and Gaia simulations Simulations are all the developers behind this update. NZ Simulations added the additional 5 airports, and Gay Simulations also implemented the DEM, and Orbex pretty much did everything else, including the release of the local legend aircraft. Speaking of local legend aircraft, moving on to this week's marketplace, we have the new DHC-4 Caribou, which has been released as part of the local legend aircraft for World Update number 12. Orbex is the developer around this one, as we just mentioned before. The Caribou is a twin-engine short takeoff and landing aircraft originally developed as a military troop carrier. Some of the Caribou's highlights are 7 liveries, detailed cockpit modeling, detailed exterior modeling, cargo door animations, 4K textures, and some circuit breakers have been modeled. The Caribou is only available through the InSim Marketplace store and is compatible for both PCs and Xbox. There is some other aircraft released on the marketplace this week, which is the BK117 and also the MI24. Both of these are helicopters and they are available for mercenaries and compatible on console and Xbox as well. The other releases are made up of livery packs, mission packs, night lighting packs, and airports. Let us know in the comments below, what do you think of a World Update number 12 at New Zealand, and if you've got any cool places you could recommend the community to fly in, let us know. We would love to hear them. And also, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you on the next one.